What about you? What's your third?
All right, you ready? I'll lay it down. The further I go into business, the more good ideas I have to say no to.
It's always hard when I provide 95% of the good ideas, Charlie. I'm just getting used to you saying no. Like, I sit there and I'm like, who wants to hear my good ideas? Because Charlie's just like, they're good, but I can't do anything about them. So I'm sorry. This is pointed at me and I understand.
Years ago, and yes, I'm ignoring your comments right there and moving on. Years ago, I actually had this same lesson. And what I didn't necessarily understand, and I do now a bit more, and I think it's going to get worse as well as my forecast, is as you go years in business, you actually get better at it as a business owner. You get more skilled, more equipped, a better network. Your ability to spot or have good opportunities be presented to you increases.
Yep.
Right. So years ago, when I thought, I was like, all right, I understand, I've got to say no to this and just do this, because the gap between a good idea and a great idea was still pretty wide. As you get further, though, you end up with more and more good, nearly great ideas, and actually understanding or being able to pick between them becomes more difficult, way more difficult. So across this year particularly, I've been presented and also found many good ideas, many. And discerning which ones to say yes to has become harder and harder. And like symptomatically, this is where I think I could very easily get lured into the trap of your first point of like second business syndrome, saying yes to more things because they are legitimately good ideas. Like they're great opportunities in themselves. But in doing so, I will spread myself too thin and then likely have a fall down that comes with it. So my big lesson number 3 here is all around this concept of this is going to get worse, not better. Like expect the further you go into business, the even more challenging. They're going to be even juicier ideas that I'm going to have to say no to.
Have you found that this becomes more apparent because of the success that you have had, or the, I would say, liquid cash available for other investment opportunities, to use that as an example? Like, do you think that this is a byproduct of the success that you have had, or do you think that your business acumen is now so great that you can spot more ideas, therefore that your automatic filter is just aware of better ones versus 10 years ago when you started out in business? Like, where do you attribute that to?
It's a great question. I hadn't actually thought of it from a resources side, but that is a factor. Because I've, let's say, gained a higher net worth, there's now more things I can do with that capital where I previously didn't have those options. So if you would think of it to your means, we'll call it. So if you suddenly have, let's call it $1 million in a bank account, your ability to seize opportunities that you can utilize that resource for now become apparent to you. And it has come up for me. I've definitely seen this year I saw a property. It was a fixer-upper. It was going to be a buy it, split it, renovate it, and I probably could have made 250 grand on it. So significant opportunity in my mind. But at the expense of what?
Yeah.
So resources is a sign, network is a sign, business acumen and skill is a sign, experience is a sign as well, right? It's like you have a good experience doing something and then you have a new development of opportunity around that.
Totally. I think a lot of this, because I'm in the same boat, right? Where it is now that, and I'll use a we, now that our network is substantial, our business acumen is substantial, we have more people bringing more ideas to us and saying, hey, do you want to get in on the thing? Our business acumen then allows us to refine that idea to make it from a mediocre idea to a good idea, which is like, hey, you kind of came to me with a mediocre idea and this is how you'd make it great, which has then made it even more apparent. It's like, to use that overused word on compounding, it's like you bring someone's idea into someone with good business acumen and it turns okay to great. And now it's like, well, now there's just more good ideas sitting around where it's just a mixture of all of it, plus your third one around resourcing. So it's like good business acumen, good network of a whole heap of ideas coming from them / you and I, and resources available to pounce on. oh, this is a potential for a disaster. Hey, fellow business owner, if this topic and value-packed short video has resonated with you at all, and you want to dive deeper into creating wealth inside and outside your business, check out the full episode by clicking the link on your screen or in the description right now.